Hi, Jay Adams with Classic Kitchens, etc. And we are at a historical district in Riverside County in Southern California. We're at a home that was designed by famous architect Henry Jekel in 1928. It was actually featured in National Geographic's 10 Most Beautiful Gardens in 1934. We wanted to keep true to the Spanish root of the original architecture. I wanted to give it a contemporary feel. Let me show you guys what we did. So originally this was a peninsula, which we kept the peninsula in place. It did have some upper cabinets here with glass in them, which we removed. And this archway had to be reconfigured to accommodate the new space. With the design, you can see we added some old world elements like these lighting fixtures, the oil rub bronze faucet. This is a Moen faucet, so we added some new technology. It's a touchless faucet, but still has that old world feel to it. Countertops that look like a statuario marble. The client added some, old world stuff. So, the chair that looks like driftwood, and that kind of completes that Spanish revival style that we're looking for. Having a single basin sink that's an apron front, that again lends itself to old world style, traditional style, in this case Spanish revival. On the edge of the peninsula, we did a waterfall edge. This is where you miter the quartz countertop and then you run it down the side. And you match this edge profile here all the way down. It is a more durable edge than a cabinet edge, so it does have a little bit of a functionality to it, but it also adds a really cool aesthetic. And again, in this Spanish revival style that we're looking for, it adds a little more of that contemporary look. So when you're designing your kitchen, you want to make sure that you design in a trash and recycle bin. This is a nice way to build it inside the cabinetry. This unit comes with a double bin. One thing you do want to consider though, if you get one of these units, the hardware is all hooked inside the cabinet, which is over here. Once you pull out the cabinetry, now the fulcrum is over here. And if you weight it down with a bunch of trash in the front and you push down on it really hard, you can pop the whole insert right out of the cabinetry. If you do put the trash in the front, you do press it down really hard. Make sure to leave it in part way and then you can push the trash down there. We have a real chef's kitchen here. This is a 48-inch range. It's got a dual oven. This is a Wolf range. It's got a griddle in the middle. We put a pot filler here. Now this is really important if you do a lot of cooking with pots. This is really gonna save your back. This is a commercial, this is a chimney style hood. So with this design, you have the tile go up all on the side. We changed direction of the tile to give this center space just a different look. And we went with the herringbone versus just the regular brick set on the outside of the range. On the corner here we have a Lazy Susan. As you can see, he's got all the spices and everything lined up. These are really nice. They spin around and they're adjustable height-wise. There's 3 shelves, come standard in the kit. They make really good use of a dead corner space. In this case, we have an angled cabinet here, so it gives a really cool look and then also has really good functionality inside as well. So in our inside corner cabinet, in this case, we did a Super Susan. So a Super Susan is just basically, it doesn't have a pole. It still spins like a Lazy Susan. The bearings are a little bit better in a Super Susan kit, and the shelf is made out of wood. So a drawer with full extension is really useful. You can put pots and pans. In this case, we have plates, and you can see it's really easy to organize when you have drawers, and then everything just slides away. Next to the fridge, we did a coffee center. So we have a coffee maker here, and then you have your microwave here. This has a trim kit on it. Now normally when you get a microwave, you really want to ask for the trim kit, especially if you're going to have custom cabinets made. You want to make sure that the trim kit fits over the cabinet and that you don't have to remove too much of the wood part of the cabinet. We had to modify the ceiling to accommodate for a larger cabinet. Now, this ceiling originally was down about this far. It was about a foot lower than where it is today. There's another story above this kitchen, but we had a false ceiling on it. So once we removed that false ceiling, we noticed that it was pretty much free range. We had full range to go all the way to the bottom of the floor joist for the second story. And so we raised it up and were able to get these larger cabinets in there, and then did the recessed lighting. So this countertop is meant to look like a statuario marble. Statuario is a white marble with gray and gold veins. What sets apart statuario from your Carreras and your Calicuttas is it normally has a very white background. Now this is a quartz countertop, so this has a pretty good white background, and then with the gray with a little bit of gold veining. On the backsplash, we use this irregular tile. It brings that old world style because it is irregular, and then we grout it with a gray grout. We also have under cabinet lighting. These are LED lights, and they are dimmable, so you can use them as a night light. You can use them as regular lighting, so they're very functional. So something special that we did in this kitchen is the crown. Now this crown needed to go all the way around the room. Again, if you have crown molding, your cabinets go all the way to the ceiling, and then you also want crown molding in the space. You're gonna really want the same crown molding. So we got the cabinet crown molding to go all the way around the space. This is the pass-through that leads from the kitchen to the game room. And we needed to add a beam here for structural support. So when we ripped all this out originally, we added a beam in here, and then we covered it up with this soffit, and we curved the soffit edges so that it keeps consistent with the design of the rest of the space. There is a texture on this wall that matches the rest of the house as well, and that is a special kind of Spanish style texture. We did this angled cabinet. They open up kind of cool. So they have double doors that open up to reveal the space inside. Then there's one small little cubby here in the middle, and then there's another double door on the other side. We have this blue tile. We did it in herringbone. It's the same style of tile as the white tile that's throughout the rest of the kitchen. Again, we went with the gray grout, and we went to the ceiling right underneath the crown, adds a little more interest to the space. So for this space, we created a wet bar area. We did some really custom leaded glass doors here. Added the sink here. That is the wet bar part of a wet bar. Old world style with the oil rub bronze finish. And then we have this really great wine cabinet. It's a full-size wine refrigerator. And we also put a little trash can in here as well. So this insert is just one 13.5 gallon trash can. This originally was a wall here that came out from here. On the other side of this is a hallway, and so we pushed all that back to create this space. The game room floor is a limestone, 12 by 24, honed marble. This space becomes more part of the kitchen space than the game room space. Another element we had to overcome in this remodel is the venting. We have air conditioning that's underneath this house. This is a raised foundation that actually has a basement, and there is air conditioning underneath there. The venting was originally in the floor, which is a terrible spot for the vent because you can pour things down it, things can spill in it, it's not a very good idea. So we built it into the cabinetry. For the laundry room, this actually had some 12-inch deep cabinets. Actually, they were 20-inch deep in one area. The refrigerator, actually, the back of the refrigerator popped through this wall. So we pushed that back into the correct space, the kitchen space, walled it off, and then we did some cabinets here with a tile backsplash that matches the kitchen. This one we just did a white grout, just to keep it clean and simple. and same countertop as the rest of the kitchen.
So in this space, this used to be popped in, and there was a little alcove area here. We wanted to add that. That's what we made the wet bar area out of on the inside of this wall. So we popped this back this way, made this just a regular hallway, and then put this texture on it that is that Spanish style texture to match the rest of the house.
We needed to steal a little bit of room out of this guest bedroom that's adjacent to the kitchen. So what we did is we had a closet here. We scooched the whole closet over, added another wall. This is actually a really old door, so we wanted to preserve this door. So we removed the door, we built the extra space, and then we reinstalled the door just over a little bit more. And that's what we needed for that wet bar area to work.
And that concludes our Spanish Revival kitchen remodel. Thanks for watching. See you next time.